parades, rejoicing in the streets, and piñatas on the secondary stream as Ghost Gaming picks up their second win of the season over the Renegades in the 16-14 scoreline over there on the secondary stream. But here, we're rejoicing at the end of a 48-round overtime thriller between NRG and CLG. We're going to Mirage, though, ladies and gentlemen, and you know what? Where does that leave us, boys?
A lot of slow defaults, smoking up window. Let's have some people connector. Why not, right?
Why not?
Why not? I feel like that. I want to see some rushes though.
I think both of these teams are pretty strong on Mirage. NRG showed a lot of strength in the way that they beat Cloud9 earlier this season on Mirage. Was it? Yeah, they had a pretty big victory on against C9, and obviously CLG. This was kind of their home map last season when they beat SK twice in the same season, both of which were pretty emphatic wins. Right? It wasn't like they didn't get lucky. They didn't win both pistols. They won outright twice against SK and Mirage. So both teams have a good deep strat book here.
And as you can see, both of these teams are seemingly playing along the same level today.
Both playing at a really high level, right?
Listen, it is, yeah, we're at the Pro League. That's exactly right. So looking at these teams, though, is there a chance that one of them could be gassed based off of, you know, having that whole thing go the full distance in terms of overtime?
I think maybe CLG would be a little more gassed because they end up, you know, not winning. So
they've got less gas than the other team.
Less gas, so let's throw it there.
Got less gas and more gas at the same time. And speaking of this, predictions, let's see them, James.
Well, do I have to go along with that?
I'll help you out.
Okay, well, I don't agree with that. I think CLG can win this one.
You think they can win? All right, all right. I'm gonna go with NRG again. Let's go with it.
Fine.
There's our Betway odds. They look about along the same lines, but on the same line they've been in all week long. Let's bring in Blue and Launders, who will be delivering the action today. Go ahead and take it, guys.
Wait, that was equal money.
Thank you very much, as we'll leave them to discuss that there. And yes, indeed, the Betway odds are now dead even, so you're going to get the same odds either way on those two teams here, as now we did see NRG finally taking control over that first map, and they'll have to look to do it again here on Mirage.
So if you just want to experience the thrill of winning, you put a little bit of down on both teams and feel great.
You can't lose.
That's true.
Well, we'll jump into it here now, ladies and gentlemen. You get to see which of these two teams will come out on top in our second map. Will it be NRG again or CLG? Will they get a chance to bounce back here and trade this, making it 1-1 for the evening? Even if they can win just that one round, it would still help them to progress past some of these other teams as they currently sit 10th in the league. Very close to the bottom, and if they can at least pick up one more win with how tied up things are right now, it should help them to shoot a little bit further in and hope to avoid relegation going later into the season. Quick execute from CLG as they start off on the T side. Going into the B bomb site here, Daps is going to be first at the challenge it, but he gets pushed away. With his teammate there, Cirque, however, just completely destroys Kusta when he tries to inch a little bit closer towards the window here and Market. Tries to go for some again, but now he's going to be dinked out. CLG dinking quite a few players, actually, but unable to get an actual kill just yet. Anj will look for this flank inside of the apartments. I believe someone from CLG is positioned to watch for that, however, so he's going to need to strike very quickly on this retake in order to make it work. Moving in, Fugly, Cirque, both picking up kills on the way in, and the distraction works great to let Anj pick off the player in apartments for free. One remains at Van, and he's going to go down, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. NRG with a great retake. Take control of this pistol, and we'll start off 1-0.
Totally textbook. You even have like 3 to 4 seconds left over to get on the bomb, which is perfect. So obviously everything falls into place, but they did a great job of just taking control of market, working on that long flank, waiting for it, pushing in at the exact same time, and then getting all those kills, which is, you know, where you've got to meet yourself on the retakes. You still do have to hit shots, but they did a great job being patient and timing their push perfectly. Round 2, CLG going to invest in some pistols, but not too much. Hedging their bets on just a Deagle no armor and some P250s. Top mid is getting scouted out, but it is getting scouted out by both teams.
Yeah, so Anj is going to move in fine. Nothing there to start off the round. CLG will still probably shift a couple of players over there a few moments later. However, Anj actually getting one. Is able to find Ricky, I believe, towards the pass there. So takes him down. Fugly in the Palace finds Ethan. And then he'll move over to Ramp, or actually he might bite off more than he can chew here. We'll see if how they push these players. And he's going to end up leaping out, gets one, but yeah, a little bit more than he can actually handle there as Kusta and FNS are able to move in, trading it back out, but they have the intel as to where these last two players are heading. Down goes 1 and 2 after that. Breeze ending up with a double kill towards the end, and NRG secure the second. Relative ease.
Quite the easy cleanup. CLG will move on to, after getting a plant on the opening round, looking forward to this day. It was a week before Christmas, and now it's the 25th. They are buying up AKs and have at least some utility. Well, I'd like to have gotten a plant, but because they couldn't do that, well, it won't hinder them, it won't stop them. They're going up against a couple of Fomuses and an MP9, so the op is going to be the big threat, but CLG definitely have a good ability and a lot of chances to win this round. Nades, however, are going to work against them. If they want to go towards mid, they really don't have enough nades, enough smokes for window, connector, and cat. They've got to pick and choose, and they've probably got to try to catch someone off guard, which is not exactly the strat you want to go for when you're facing an op.
Ethan's still going to sit back out here as he creeps into the open with the rest of his teammates behind him here. They will get that mid control due to NRG choosing not to resist it. They know that they have guns this round. They know that they're going to have better guns than what NRG bring to the table, but wasn't necessarily expecting them to play as passively as they are now. They're all sitting really far back. Only just now do we see them swinging out. They get the first kill. Kusta quickly trades it back. And now Daps pushing forward here, but he's going to be found out by Cutler. Anj, the third player inside of ramp, however, does surprise them as he picks up another kill. Keeps this fight even. And lines up a chance here for both Cirque and Fugly to get in positions for retake. Kusta cancels the plant, a little bit unsecure of his position. And the flash is great. If the ticket players would have had anyone to fire it out at upon re-peeking there, but not going to be able to find anything. Kusta now has to go back in for the replant.
Whoa.
And
What?
did they?
What are they doing? They thought it was B.
That's what I'm thinking too, right?
Oh.
Yeah, they're going to end up walking back, and CLG's going to know all this. They can hear this too. FNS is going to push back in, gets the back of Cirque, takes him down. And well, this is interesting. Fugly, he's going to end up pushing back out, gets a good angle onto Kusta, ends up spamming him through the box to kill him. We'll get that kill, but now NRG are pressed per time. They have to quickly push back into the site. Over here, they clear out the site. They see nothing into the open. FNS gets a kill onto Anj, however, and now Fugly left alone. But Ricky will take him out, and CLG steal the gun round out of the hands of NRG.
And just that little bit of information pulled them so far away that they had to run back, give away that they had 2 in CT, how close they were, pulled rotate out of window. They were in a great position to retake. They even had somebody flash over a ramp and then run back to mid. He would have been able to kill the plant or kill someone standing in front of front triple, which is where they put the bomb down. And they lost all that because of some bad comm, because for some reason they thought that it was going to be a B hit. I don't know what tipped them off, but they had CT control and big flank control. They know that no one went through. The only way they could have was mid to cat. Which is like, why did they think that happened? I don't know.
And now Cirque, he's going to try to line up, but he gets wrecked by Ricky on the way out into mid there. Deletes him. Ethan did actually end up getting tagged by the scout before he went down, but still, damage being done in much more superior fashion to Cirque. So he'll be eliminated very quickly here. That already gives an advantage over to CLG. NRG, besides this, well, still looking to hold up a good defensive setup. Daps is pushed through the apartments, though does not end up netting them much. FNS will take him right out of the round. Just a slow process here for CLG of trying to knock these guys out one by one. So far as proved to have been pretty successful. The B-lurk from FNS, this actually could be pretty hit or miss. He's going to end up walking right into Fugly. So they get a kill there, but now they're going to be able to waltz into A. Breeze gets caught pushing out there by Ethan, and that is an open site, open plant, and should be probably a safe call here in a second for these last 2 members of NRG.
Yeah, they made their way over to the B. They're clearly just going to make their bed there, and CLG are going to be giving up the site. The splits are working out quite nicely. Good awareness from Ethan to come in and kill Breeze, who almost got the frag, but you know he had the better crosshair placement, was just as keen and aware. So solid round here from CLG, and NRG are going to be shaking in their booties as they save in B apps, hoping that they can keep these guns into the next round where their teammates are going to have to work with just pistols. Not too much money for them.
The round does very much go under the control of CLG, and with that advantage now armed, they can continue to push further and further into the lead here against NRG, as they won't be looking at too much going into this next round. We'll see just how much they're able to prop up the buy. The last 2 players will be relatively safe, even if Ricky's full speed runs at this point. He still isn't going to be able to catch either of those CTs, so they both will make it out of the round alive, but there's still no room to rebuy besides that.
still a good chance to win with the AK and M4. They've just got to use them in the correct ways. I mean, sometimes that can come down to being in the right site when it's hit, or having appropriate positions that you can rotate out of. So playing a one-kill spot might be great, but it also might commit you too hard to one side of the map, and then if that rotation's too long, you're useless and have to take that gun into the next round. If that's not the case, and they do keep those guns mobile, but also in positions to be proactive, then might have a chance for NRG as CLG walk right into the AK of Ange.
And still hiding out, sitting down below here now. Actually going to get hit by someone on the way down there, so he ends up getting aim punched, but they still control the situation incredibly well, melting the entire hit from CLG. Did not expect that to happen, as they just end up running right into the gauntlet, and NRG punches it to a big degree. Now they're going to get a whole boatload of free rifles out of that, and NRG just end up upsetting the round. CLG, that's a big upset there, and unfortunately won't even end up taking the lead away here.
Sometimes when you watch people jump out of the window, which is very common to do, it's not wrong to do. It might be wrong with no flash. They jumped into a crossfire that could have gotten blind. I know if you throw the running flash off the wall that falls out of the window, the guy on cat won't be able to know, and he'll eat that and almost certainly get blind unless he plays anti-flash just to kick it off, which he could have because they had a crossfire, but didn't. That could have been a different round. In that situation, a full execute could have made it different rounds. If they decided not to go out window at all, worked their way out to the van, and then used the smoke or flash or whatever to help them get out, could have been a different round. But also, you know, walking out is not necessarily the worst thing in the world to do. NRG just picked a great site. They gambled on it, stayed in B with 2 rifles, and were rewarded. So it was a good stack, a good gamble call from Fugly.
Yeah. Works out well for them to now punish CLG when they look to take an advantage. They do still leave themselves with enough cash to get a semi-decent 4 spot going, but they start off this round with a disadvantage again. Now trying to haphazardly push out onto the A site for control. They will be able to get enough positioning in order to plant. Breeze quickly sits on the other side here. Flash goes in. Kusta is going to push forward, but he spams for too long. But FNS swings out after Cirque trades it and gets another kill back in the favor of CLG. Keeps it even in a 3v3 with those trades. They also get back CT spawn control here, leaving NRG with only the options backed by Jungle and Steps to retake this site with. They also don't really have much utility to get beyond the T smoke setups here. Molly to Tetris will accomplish nothing. And as they swing in, Ethan's going to be able to swing out, getting himself a double kill. Fugly left as the last man standing. Still a 1v2 to deal with, though. Even after taking down Ethan, knows he won't be able to win it, so he runs away. CLG trade that round right back, and now we're 3-3.
Okay, 3v3, the retake, the bomb's taken down. Maybe they had a chance to win, but FNS threw the nastiest flash ever. Right over triple, perfect pop and timing. 2 players completely blind. Easy frags for the UMP. Almost certainly the hero of the round. So that was really nice, nicely played. Round 7, everybody's got guns once again. Double op setup, just like we saw in the OT of Overpass. NRG are going to use Cirque and Ange. Split them up. Fugly here. You know, typically, people call this nest or sniper's nest. Wow, Cirque really overstaying his welcome in that Molotov, kind of sitting through the entire thing, somehow only taking 60 or so damage.
It's in a weird position, so I think he was kind of going in and out of it. But still at least gets the kill on the Cutler. He almost lined up the second one onto another player that jumped top mid. I think it was Kus at the time. But now CLG, having that control, are going to split their players up again, looking for options, and then line up for a site take here. Got 2 leaning towards A. Another one kind of lurking outside of the apartments there. That'll be FNS doing that, but he's going to be going down through Underpass in a second, probably regrouping with their mid player and getting ready to try and just pinch the A site. A site's been working out relatively well for them, so they'll continue to pressure it.
See our man in window. Fugly is just going to be holding for the boost. They don't have to move much here. Job is should be relatively easy for NRG with the amount of firepower they have right now on the map. Coverage and spots. Everyone can play 1-kill spots and win. They also have the op to get more than 1 and stay alive. Ethan could be let out of Palace, but there's eyes on it, and he's clearly concerned. Oh my gosh. That's one way to...
Yeah. Thankfully, Fugly will be there at the very least to trade the kill back out. Kusta, however, finding another one from inside of mid. And Breeze, still sitting underneath the platform. They haven't checked it for whatever reason, so he's going to grab one, spams into Ricky, but they do let Ethan drop back down and take him out. Ricky is lost moments later, and it looks like Ethan just barely going to try to get this plant on the ground, but Cirque knows because of the low timer that he's going to stick that, so he swings out, takes him down, and wins it for NRG.
When people have passive setups like that, it's so important to just, like, to trust that you can get the plant, or you hold your crossfire, the one that you, like, wrote out at the beginning when you agreed to do a passive setup that you're going to stick to, and then jumping up to get information on connector when you have someone watching window or someone getting boosted into window is like unnecessary. It's looking for kills, and Ange could have put the round in jeopardy by doing that. Instead, if you sat in a spot, watch Palace while Breeze was there to watch the walk-in, and from there they made a move based on an initial kill that happens, which is what the passive setup is based around, then it's like way safer. But instead, their most important player peeks out, gets way too aggressive, and then actually puts the round in jeopardy.
Nade comes rolling out, finishes off Kusta after Fugly had done that little bit of damage earlier. Now he's going to be able to re-peek, taking down a second player here now. Cirque. Oh, no. He's going to be able to move in there. Somehow doesn't end up dying, though. Actually gets out alive still, despite CLG fully realizing that he's out there. Breeze, though, taking out Finesse. Now leaves just Ricky alive in a 1v5 situation with only a deagle to play off of. Doesn't even have the bomb. NRG will just start roaming around the map, looking for him to hunt him down. And that should be the 5th round going up on the board for NRG here in a couple of moments. We'll see if he can get any kills. Upon creeping into the site, the shot will give him away. Taps will start to line up to look for the window peek, and there we go. Takes him out. And number 5 goes up on that board for NRG.
That's really interesting about young and very talented players that aren't scared of anybody. I mean, we don't know under what circumstances a player will get scared. But it's still impressive when a young player, a 17-year-old player like Cirque can play Pro League and not, be worried about facing off against veterans of the game and do make aggressive peaks like that. But oh, this is looking like a very healthy spam. 100 HP off Cutler, I'd be salty, and then right after that, the one opportunity, last chance you're going to see Ange again. He's not going to get bullied in the window anymore, so he gets away clean.
Taps will aggressively smoke out the apartments here too, and this is going to let him push up to the green chair where he can hide out at. I'm not sure if he spotted Ricky before that smoke imploded. He did have a slight moment where he may have been able to see him if his vision was on point, but now the smoke fades away. They check for that position. Ricky's going to take him down. Trade moves in. Ange from down below. He only seems to think that one player was going to be working their way out from apartments, however, so looks away too soon. That's going to give away a trade kill to Ethan. So they move into this site, easy plant for CLG, and NRG will pretty much have most of their players moving in from the market area here on retake. They have one working out from mid that'll probably come in from Cat. Besides that, the other 2 will be pushing out from market. They have a lot of utility though. 5 flashbangs spread out between all of them, and another Molotov that is going to be sent right close to the bomb. Finally finding that first kill outside. They see Kust in the corner. 2 players down without a single trade so far. Finally, Finesse shows up with one, but he'll die moments later to Cirque. And that will secure another round for NRG as they get a streak going here, up to 6-3 now over CLG.
Very good round from Fugly to get those 2 kills in the post plants. Ange actually from underneath the market was, oh wow, he baited out the peek from Ethan, who was like, all right, this guy's not shooting at me. I gotta come in and trade for my teammate. It was just, well, just playing the game. That was nice. But I think Ange was actually right. There were cat splitters. He was just hoping that maybe he could get under the angle, and I think it was a really good trade from CLG to actually be able to kill him, considering the angle. But been a streak of rounds for NRG. Another opportunity here to build bank. Smokes will go over the A site with 4 at A ramp. It's very mollyable, but there aren't actually anybody. There's nobody in the site to deny this push. They're going to allow the bomb to go down.
Flashbang out too, so we'll blind out an ACTs that would have been in the site. None to be the case this time. CLG get the shock value take, just purely via their smoke setup. Ange will, however, catch the first player that tries to aggressively push them. Now it's just a matter of deciding for NRG how long they want to wait this before they start pushing back in and retaking right now. Getting another kill. Kusta finding one. Gets a second too. Where's he doing all this damage from up on top, it seems, but he's finally going to be put down by Fugly. And they also take out the last player as well that was sitting right below steps there. So NRG control it. Things get a little bit hairy when Kusta starts picking up the equal kills, but still around for NRG. They shut down this eco attempt. CLG at least makes something happen though.
Not bad. They got a couple of kills, got the bomb down. Important for their money. Not so concerned. They're just concerned about getting their score lineup at this point. So looking all right. Full nade, super healthy buy from both teams. This is going to be a sick round to watch. Everybody geared up and ready to go. Oh, they're going to kick it off with a full A. It worked super well last round. Let's stick to what works, I suppose. What is this?
NRG may be caught being aggro too, and this is...
Whoa.
Is this just watching for a push, I guess?
I don't know. Maybe there's a lineup involved. Looks like there is.
It's just going right back over there towards Ticket.
That seems unnecessary.
Makes it easy, at least, I suppose. Well, CTs will respond in kind with their own utility here. Now we do see Molly's coming out from the T side, one just barreling over Fugly. Fugly surrounded by fire, so he's going to fall back to the box. 1-to-1 trade to start, keeps it even as Cirque and Ethan both pick up kills for their respective sides. Now the plant will go down, leaving this into a 3v3 post-plant scenario. NRG having to quickly scramble over here. Their mid player never really being punished, so Anj stands alive at Connector. Cirque lost half of his HP though, but he'll work with Daps, so that should still be okay. Now their first smokes actually might have gone a little bit too deep. There might still be room for that Palace player to creep out without going all the way in. He goes into the open. Anj trades the damage back, but it's not for full HP. Misses that shot. He's letting his teammates die one by one. And now he's alone in a 1v2 here. He knows he's got one. Tetris spams into him to take him down, but Cutler quickly rolls out from ramp to finish off the round.
That's nice couple of kills from Ethan through the fire. Actually gets that second player. Cirque instant trade, but only a trade. If he was actually able to stop that, it could have changed the course of the round. But that was kind of cool. I was wondering why, you know, boosted up to throw a CT smoke when you could just throw one from like a variety of places without a boost. But then they actually needed to have their mollies go down, which was cool. They actually threw mollies over A ramp, which you don't see very often for a triple and default. And it ends up being a really good strat. So cool late take.
Yeah, completely catches NRG off guard there. And now they have to end up kind of forcing into this round here, spending all their cash. Daps will end up being the lone player without a rifle, so he has to go down to a CZ purchase. However, he still may be able to do a little bit of work with that if he can get the right angle here outside of the apartments. That's the slower start this time from CLG. They did initially have the bomb pushed up B halls here, but it's now going to fall back out and regroup towards T spawn, so they may try to go for that A execute again and just have FNS go in late to mid to try and pinch from over at Connector. Even he looks like he's going to be falling back, however. So it'll be an all-in attempt on A with 5 players pushing up ramp.
Do you know, like, I definitely like, the thing is about Palace is you can't throw your smokes from there. You can only throw like a stair smoke, and it's not even safe. So that's why, you know, a lot of players end up at A ramp, but that's also why A ramp just takes a lot of counter nades. I think in this circumstance, however, oh, they're doing the exact same thing. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if this works. I think this is a good idea versus a force up as well.
Who's over the top? They will indeed, actually, by the way, have Ricky coming out from Palace, so it's not going to be all 5 ramp, but the majority of their players still pushing in from here. Basically 0 resistance from NRG. They've got Breeze at Firebox. Unfortunately, Breeze has no support, though, like I was saying before. Cirque still getting 1. Breeze, unfortunately, shows up with a messy spray, and it's not just Breeze that goes down. Cirque will get run over by Ethan a moment later, too. Fugly spamming in, trying to deny the plant. That won't work. Daps just decides to throw his own life away, too, out into the open. Gives himself up. Kusta will be the one to take him down. Now there's 2 remain. They know they can't win it, so I think they're going to back out and save. And that'll give CLG their 5th round, putting them now just 2 away from the tie again.
They actually don't know that they can't win. I mean, there's 2 players that are very low.
Yeah.
I just think they can't, and they don't have enough money to risk it because now next round they're going to have to save. So there's another chance to do damage, but overall the take was very, very successful. We can see by the amount of life that we have on Cutler and Ricky that a couple of trades could have gone the other way, but you can say that about just about every situation. So ultimately, you know, I like to think that the guys who won deserve the credit, and they definitely do. I think it's an interesting strat. And I wonder why NRG are giving it so much respect, sort of has to do with their setup. But either way, A site can be fairly retakeable. They just kind of failed on that front. I think the CT smoke had a gap in it as well, and I'm not sure if they threw that with a gap in it on purpose, but I'm pretty sure somebody saw somebody in the corner of it and killed him and then pushed through.
Yeah, so with those saves, as you were mentioning, NRG aren't going to end up with enough cash to fully rebuy. They just end up with Breeze and a CZ. I think that got donated by one of either Fugly or Anj. Kus is going to find Cirque this time, trying to push up towards ramp. He peeks way too soon and just gives away a free kill, essentially, to the Opera here from CLG. CLG will just slow play it again in this round. No reason to force themselves into any situation just yet, especially with the majority of NRG being onto an eco. They are going to be a little bit wary of them trying to do some trickier stuff in this round. And as such, they will just decide to run the timer down for the first minute or so here before they end up falling back and forming up for an execute, which I think, once again, is going to be another A hit, judging from the looks of things currently.
Does appear to be so. This time to Palace. Ooh, spotting the shoulder won't be enough. They're going to fall back. This is going to make CLG a little scared because they just saw that someone's holding this. They could continue, but now they're going to wonder like how many people are actually here. Oh, wow. That's interesting.
He's kind of stuck now. That's the issue.
You know, if Ange didn't even... Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. Breeze will end up going down, and that really secures Ange's fate. But at least he makes the best out of it. Gets one more kill. Fugly, unfortunately, peeked out just a little bit too much. That's going to give him away to Kusta. And Daps with the USP won't be doing anything here, so CLG will get a 6th.
What? Poor Daps. Poor out of 40 for Daps. I think if Ange, the way like, it was obviously very risky by FNS, but he just assumed that once they were spotted that they just fell off. He was wrong about that. Thing is that he didn't even throw the molly yet, and just picked a time to like peek. Because he's like, all right, maybe he's here, I'll just peek. But if FNS had thrown that Molotov, he would have died anyway. Like, that he would have given away that sound. He would have been in animation, Ange would have peeked and destroyed him. So I gotta think that what he did was a little bit dangerous. Playing with fire, no pun intended.
So NRG back onto the full buy here. They won't have an op, but they do get 5 rifles. Utility also going to be somewhat lax for them. Nonetheless, it is going to be a full gun round by Kusta. Slightly out of position to take that initial shot against Ange with correct timing. So Ange will be given the room that he needs to back up and get out of there. Saves his own life, and we see additional smokes now being deployed in mid-2 to deny CLG control. And that will do just that. It'll force CLG back into the B halls. But this will also propel them forward into a relatively quick B execute, of which NRG is currently not ready for. They only have 1 player on the actual site. A second is on his way. But with the others still primarily hiding out in the A site, they're going to need to be very quick on the draw with rotating here, or at least be able to pick up a few kills against these CLG players. Otherwise, this will be a round that CLG can just walk right over. In they go, though. Let's take a look and see. Ange trying to hold completely blinded out. He'll get nothing done. Daps at the moment sprays in, not finding too much success with this, but he'll finally get a kill. Can hide on the backside, at least till that molly goes down. That'll force him out. Now it's a 3v4. NRG looking for options on the retake. They are going to have to wait for Breeze to get into position on Cat, however. And they'll start to move in upon it here, as that player is now in position. Cirque spamming out from the window, though, only gives his position away to Rikke, who's going to kill him. Breeze actually doing quite a bit of work over here against the bench players. They should know that both of them are there. Fug is going to move in, while there was still spam coming out from Breeze, I believe, by the way, there. And Fugly makes the kill happen. He now dies to Kusta, though. Breeze continuing to spam it. He's got half the magazine remaining. Goes out, gets to where the bomb is, jumps onto it, and should get these players out into the open, but Kusta with some good movement out the window there. He's going to be able to fly by Breeze, take him down while he's still falling, and now tie it up at 7-7 as we go into the last round of the half.
Crazy to see Breeze just hang and bang there from bench, or actually fight 2 players who are at bench as the sole man coming up Cat, but staying alive, getting a kill, doing 90 damage to the other. That's got to be demoralizing for CLG. Should have had a very easy time doing that, but CLG win the round and have had a really good comeback in this half. So overall, their T side is looking a lot more formidable. Unfortunately, that gun switches hands, but the other one hits the ground, tipping NRG off into the fact that there are 2 people here. Looks like CLG want to go for the catch him off guard play and are performing the walkout.
Fugly tries to hide in the corner, but I think he peeks out by a slight degree just too soon, which is not only going to lead to his own death, but Cirque also goes down seconds after that. Breeze going to try to pop flash himself back into the site. He gets to trip stack, but now he's kind of stuck here. Ethan also having sandwich control. Gives CLG a lot to bargain with right now. They are still just going to take it slow, however, as they do not want to give up that 5v3 advantage in some bold move to try and get site control. They're still sitting back, continuing to run that timer down. So they have plenty of it left here. Ethan up on top of the little mini boost they try to do up to steps. Won't work. Breeze actually swings out. It's 1 done. Kusta through paneling will get a kill back. And FNS caught trying to throw a nade. Ange, I thought for a second he almost clutches that, but Kusta does hold on. And that is going to give CLG the advantage coming off the half, ladies and gentlemen. They take it 8-7. Do stick with us to find out if they can hold on to that and trade back after losing the first map, or if NRG will come back and claim a 2-0 for the evening. Stick with us and we'll be right back.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, the City of Odense, GeForce GTX, Lenovo Legion, Bedway, Pay Safeguard, Logitech G, Mountain Dew League, Xfinity, and ESEA.
Well, for the last time tonight and this week, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, ready to jump into Mirage, which is going to be our final map of the night here. CLG bouncing back after a strong start from NRG, and they now lead 8-7. So we switch sides and get ready to go into the second half.
It was a tight half. There was a good start from NRG. I think CLG proved their worth, though. A couple of really good A takes that are probably good to add to the arsenal for a lot of teams that maybe are looking for a new way to approach the site. It was pretty standard in the sense that like it covered all the usual spots, but the nuanced additions of the Molotovs were kind of cool to not have to throw those out of the ramp. Allows you to have your hands, you know, your hands on your guns. And as they say, sun's out, guns out. Never want to get caught throwing a nade. So definitely good for them to be able to come back and actually win the half numerically. That's nice. Nice to see. FNS has bought the kit and the smoke because he's a team player. He's willing to do what it takes.
NRG quickly lining up some fake smokes into A, however, as they're going to try to make it look like they're trying to go for a quick attempt into this site. Is pulling rotates from CLG. They have to make sure not to get immediately killed off, but thankfully due to a relatively passive setup from CLG, that's not going to happen. They actually get great control. Taps is going to continue to push forward. They are a little bit worrisome, as we can see their players kind of look into the other side of the map as they move in. Cutler and Kusta take them both down, but in the meantime, the other three took full control of B, and now Bree's going to try to hang on over here at the store shelves. He made a little bit of noise there, so they're going to know he's hiding here. Gets the first headshot anyway, takes off 25 from a second. He'll get team support to make sure that he gets the second kill. They find it. Cirque dinks another one, brings him down low, re-finishes him off now with the second headshot. Breeze will get beaten out by Ricky in the open, but Cirque beats him right back. Takes him down to the ground. FNS now trying to push back in as a lone man, last man standing in a 1v2 situation here. Push forward, around the corner, trying to look for a close-up angle for a headshot. That'll just bite right back as Anj will be the one to eliminate him, and NRG to tie us back up at 8-8 by winning the pistol.
There we saw a rare situation where even if you're 3 or 2 players faking who commit to pushing through the other side of the map, don't get a kill, that you can still win. So 3v5, they pull it off, and there wasn't really, the only thing that they actually did that was positive for the fake was pull people completely out of the site, so they were in market. And from there, you know, had to try to retake, so there's still a T advantage that they've gained in that regard, even though it's slight when you think about how few spots they have left to hold if their teammates don't get a kill when they're pushing through. But that's what they had to do. They had to go all the way through. You really have to commit hard when you do a proper fake. A good team is not going to leave unless you get a kill or they see multiple people.
Well, NRG now lining up their players in the back B halls. Still keeping the bomb on the outside here because they did get pressure to top mid. Anj spotting the jump from FNS, but way too late on the shot. So not going to be able to take him out. Not even getting close to it. That does alert them to there being presence at apartments at least, and Anj will get dinked. Doesn't trade back much damage in response, so he's actually going to back out of here. Bomb still sits with him, now wielded by Cirque. It looks like they'll still execute into B, but no sign of a rotate anytime soon from really any of these CLG members. They're all still sitting safely tucked away in the A site. Now the push comes in, they spot multiple here, so now we should start seeing players rotate, and indeed that'll be the case. 2 on the way currently for the CT side. The CT player at A, along with the one that was swinging back in a window room there, are both going to be rotated in time to defend this. The bomb, however, gives up its pursuit into B. They'll now roll out into mid instead. Daps will have to be careful, checking this left corner as he creeps back up. Spots his opponent, though, takes him down, and that's now an open A site, assuming they can beat the rotates back over to this site now. Daps will molly off jungle, making sure they don't get pushed there. Cutler and Ricky both getting headshots, however, in just a matter of seconds. Which is going to do great work to thin out the numbers here for NRG. Daps is going to be careful pushing into this. Gets the kill. There's not a lot of time for the plant either. Daps had realized that FNS and Ethan were both going to push in from the crawl space. The bomb goes on the crown. But Breeze is stuck. He has nowhere to go. So he's going to end up getting tagged out by Cutler, and that will give CLG back the advantage as they upset in round number 2.
Dude, I don't understand what's with these frantic runbacks that we keep seeing. It was clear that like maybe Daps pulled them back after they got some info at B, but the fact they don't commit to it is like a late round adjustment. By the time they get to A, they have the exact same attack going on, where the CTs are in position to do damage before they can get the bomb down. So it's it's like almost pointless. Like take your time clearing stuff out. Use Daps to try to scout out A or pull the rotates out of B. And if your bomb gets spotted, maybe make it seem like you are running back, but don't actually do that. But it always looks bad, and it clearly doesn't work that often when teams try to do that.
So we do see them leaping into the site here now pretty quickly, as NRG will attempt to make up for the loss in the last round here. Ricky and Breeze just trade lows. FNS, however, still holding inside of market, but he too ends up just peeking out a little bit too much there, so he's going to get traded right after the fact by Breeze. Have an even fight, however, as CLG have the potential to retake. They'll move back in, looking for an option to shut this down, get these T's out of the site and defuse the bomb. They're not being given a whole lot. NRG remaining very mobile, I should add, too, changing their positions a whole lot. They're just going to have a double-edged sword to it. They get the 2 kills. It does end up coming down to a 1v1, but at the end of the day, Fugly will win it. And that's another round for NRG, as neither of these teams can seem to keep an advantage here. It just trades back and forth and back again.
It's a little messy, but, if the God strat rush B, it works. I mean, last round, they did the exact same thing, except they, committed, took it slower. They're almost more scared because they had less to lose and ended up second-guessing themselves, giving up a lot of info, all this stuff. Here, they just committed hard to a straight-up rush, hit their entries, and closed the distance and pulled it off.
Fugly's going to be able to take down Cutler to start off this round. Finally looking to secure it here. Players being brought down low is not going to help, and neither will mess it up duels like that. FNS takes out Anj. And now is where things will get interesting and probably very slow, as NRG are going to have to look for ways to trade that kill back, getting a little bit more of an advantage before they get ready to now fully push in and commit to one of the 2 sites.
They actually had 2 MAC-10s on this round. I actually don't know why, but I don't think they expected that CLG would be able to buy up as much as they did, which is a bit of a mistake to make. Fortunately for them, they trade out Ricky, are able to collect the bomb, deny any info, finish off FNS, move into the site, plant, and put CLG in a very tough spot if they do win this, but it's not over. You should probably just drop the bomb at stay apps.
Plant's going to end up going down. Ethan, knows he's not going to be able to pull off this 1v3, so he'll fade away into the Palace, looking to save that, and NRG will go up 10-9, getting into double digits. This doesn't mean much yet, however.
Yeah, I kind of meant it. See how Breeze goes into apps? It's just small things. Fugly could have dropped the bomb out to Breeze. Breeze could have planted the bomb. Fugly keeps more time spent watching the flank. The flank is one of the easiest spots to watch that you can get a kill without taking any damage. Fugly has 14 HP. Instead, he's going to be in the more precarious spot in the site. And this is all assuming that CLG do go for the retake, but they were planning for CLG to try, even though they didn't. No, but it's the little things that would have helped out a lot.
Well, that does give NRG the advantage here now. They take the lead, and not only that, but they're finally going to put CLG onto an eco here, so we would hope anyway, no chance for the trade back of the round here. There's still that 1 rifle sitting on Ethan, but they should be able to deal with that. I mean, we'll find out, however, if there's going to be a chance for an upset, as every other player is just working with a USP. They have that rifle sitting up on top, and Daps will take it down pretty quickly. Nowhere for recovering that either, but just as I say that, Ricky comes barreling out. He will recover the rifle, actually.
I think he does damage to Breeze as well.
Breeze out at 9 HP. Cirque, nice control, and spams into it. Ricky trades it. Breeze low. Fugly coming in to help out there, is able to complete the kill on the weapon S, so it's just Ricky hiding up behind the signpost. Anj will take him down. That's NRG going up to 11 here. Lead secured over CLG, but they're going to rebuy here now, and they did great damage to NRG in the last run, so NRG are nowhere near economically secure just yet.
Who aren't?
NRG.
NRG.
Yeah.
CLG are going to call a pause. I would like to be able to look at the money if possible. I don't know if we can.
There's cannons on this map?
There we go. Yeah, cannons on this
Never
map.
seen this before. So basically, Fugly and Anj can rebuy, but the rest can't.
Fugly. Yeah, but Fugly can drop for the squad. It looks like Dap's already bought. Did anyone save? No, that was just a wipeout. I don't know who's got what already, but everybody bought down on CLG, rifles across the board, and up there as well, and a couple of drops that can be had. So it seems like everyone's got what they want. Yeah, they're doing. Oh, they've already bought and still have 7K left over. Or is that what you said?
I was talking about next round, if anything. Like if they lose this one, essentially.
Gotcha.
So let's see where they're gonna go here as they go for quick smokes at mid, but there's not really a lot of mid presence. CLG though have a very good stack here at ramp, and Palace gonna be the main focal point. Cirque unfortunately just gets wrecked by a flash. Oh, and Cutler's even able to hold against the initial Palace push. He'll get traded after that, but now they were given plenty of time to get into positions to now counter this out even further. The entire team melts away, and it's just clockwork for CLG there as they take an aggressive stance on ramp, and it pays off perfectly.
That was a quick round, and it was because CLG had a good read on what NRG. It seems like what NRG like to do. It's like they like the A-ramp walk-ups. They like to lead with that up. They like to get information and take control of it fast. And it seems like CLG have the past like couple of rounds sent a couple of people to either flash push A-ramp or just peek it dry or try to get info there. And I think that's where they see the first kill coming from most of the time. And it definitely saved them from getting split upon.
Molly to the top boxes to hopefully sway NRG from going for that control. And yeah, it does look like actually the NRG were able to get a pretty decent buy together. Just one player ending up with nothing going into this round.
Ooh.
Kusta, though, saw him before he fully peeked out, so he's ready for that shot. Goodbye to Anj, and he'll now look for more, but there's going to be nothing here. Just the lurker in apartments going down this early on. I do like that little window jump there.
Yeah, it's one way to get creative on an angle. That doesn't give you two ways to peek. Good start for CLG. Getting hot on the heels of NRG, just one round the difference. And what would be a great recovery. Mid control's been taken. Not enough nades to do anything though. They've really just got to come up connector dry. But with 2 dedicated B, this would be their best chance to try and split the site.
Probably going to wait for the smoke to fade before pushing back in, and that is exactly what they're going to do. They see it all clear here. There's actually no presence in jungle either, which is kind of surprising. The only one they have out is Ricky. Breeze moves in, though, gets that first kill. Ethan takes him a while because of Breeze's jump, but he does indeed get the frag there. Now Ethan with the flash out. Actually doesn't realize yet, but Daps is blinded, and nicely done. Gets the headshot as soon as he swings out. Just Circlet's alive now, and he's going to be found by Ricky. And then he'll secure it for CLG. Tied again at 11-11.
That was a nice hold. They could have definitely, by getting that first kill, by Breeze being so aware of the fact that it's passive setup and underbelt because of huge potential, if he had, that could have unraveled the entire ball of yarn. But I think everybody else played their spots pretty well. And Ethan did a great job at triple getting those 2 kills, waiting for flashes, being very patient, not getting scared, even though if anyone creeps up on him, he's screwed. Looks like the B fake is out. I don't know if they're going to commit to, maybe it's a double. Is it the double?
To where?
To B.
Oh, wow. So FNS just gets deleted. Tries to do it again on the way into the site. Kus is still sitting here at Arches, though, but Anj now has a rifle to play off of, but he still has to be careful of that window position. Fugly somehow kills him with a Glock in the meantime, but he'll go down afterwards. And Anj, now armed with that rifle, is going to continue to do work. Headshots out Cutler. Cirque has a great angle to find Ricky when he tries to crawl through crawl space. Now Ethan left alone, set against a 1v3. NRG getting away with murder here on this round. Ethan trying his best to recover it, but NRG just giving him absolutely nothing on these peaks. Until conveniently he looks away. Ethan just no luck there at all. He'll be taken down by Breeze, and NRG steal around right out of the hands of CLG as they take the lead once again.
Damn, FNS got demolished, and that, just watch it back. Nice frag, important frag. allowed him to get a gun, which led to another kill, the site take, and even with 3B, the appropriate setup once again, they get killed. Yeah, and I wonder what the initial smokes were for, because they went into B, they pulled the rotate, they had Eng lurk up there with the bomb, which is kind of strange because they got the attention they wanted. They came in late, they didn't really have a follow-up plan. They're 2 players in connector. I wonder, were they supposed to make presence to make it seem like it was going to be a fake by running underpass and then actually just come back so they have extra manpower? Or was their job to commit to A and then have everybody else just try to get a plant at B? Either way, it didn't seem like they were invested enough to expect a win or to surmise a win for themselves, but they got one. They got one.
Indeed they did. And now they have to build on this here too. And this could actually become a snowball effect that basically wins them the map here, because you can see the buy from CLG. They're able to force into it, getting everybody except for Cutler rifles. If they break them here, though, they easily have to eco for 1 more round.
There's actually like 2 snowballs going down a hill, but instead of racing, they're colliding against each other.
They just keep,
like bumper cars.
messing each other up.
Yeah, and just chipping away at each other and slowing each other down.
Keep taking each other's snow.
Exactly.
So, with neither team being able to establish a foothold here in this second half, we have literally been going back and forth with, I think, the biggest streak of rounds being 2 at one team. I might be wrong, but that might be 3 or 4 that was put up by NRG, but still CLG has been able to keep it close. But unfortunately for CLG, after getting ecoed in the last round, they now have to basically hold here or risk looking at like an 11 to 14, maybe 15 scoreline before they can buy in again here.
No nades. Ooh, Lord.
Move forward. They have Ricky hiding out in this spot, so actually Ricky may not be checked simply because they saw FNS there. We'll see. At the moment, this isn't even really a real hit is happening, so Fugly is basically just trying to pull rotates or keep these players here in the site.
So that smoke is scary because it gives, oh wow, it gives Fugly a reason to clear this, but good for them to take that into their own hands.
Cutler and Ethan close up to both Ramp and Palace, though, in addition to the kill that happened in Apartments on B, are going to get additional kills towards the A site here, leaving this T side a former shell of itself. And now just leaving Breeze alive as Kusta was able to take down Anj. So yeah, he'll walk out, get destroyed by Kusta, and that's another traded round. CLG saving their own economy, keeping them in the buying shape. For NRG, probably going to force, but we'll see here.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy because CLG were so low on money that if they lost that round, they would have got hard reset. But now that they've won and kept so many people alive last round, it's like, do NRG even want to try to steal this back right now, or should they wait until they have enough money?
I think they're going to wait 1 more round here before they buy again. Kusta already picked up the first kill, back into another position. Somehow is still alive, despite being in the open for so long. Has to thank Ethan for bailing him out of that situation there. And now Anj again left alone, a 1v5. Looking for a headshot angle, gets one there, just off of a pixel corner. Looking for a second here now. But it's going to be Ethan sliding out from connector to take him out of the round and giving CLG back the lead, 13-12. That means nothing, however, if NRG just trade this round right back again, as they're going to be fully buying again.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything, especially not with these 2 teams today. They're so evenly matched. It's impressive. It's hard to tell who's got the upper hand in the second half, as it seems like it's almost anybody's game. A lot of different types of strategy has been working. Anything from very simple stuff to splits that involve a lot of coordination and control.
NRG ready to go for a quick B execute off of Cat and Apartments. In they're going to go. Little do they know that CLG are set up to stop this. FNS inside a ladder. He'll get one. Spams in for a second before going down to Daps. Ricky still up on top. Tries to refrag back. Getting revenge, but that won't work out. In addition to this, Cirque through the box where you normally plant behind is going to be able to take down Kusta, leaving just 2 alive for this CT side, both working a retake for Market. They can certainly do this. Both Cirque and Daps incredibly low right now. They just have to try and get as much intel as possible before they go in on the retake itself. Now moving back out, they'll find Sark first. He was dead on the ground, not much response in terms of himself, in terms of his own damage output there.
No nade. Oh, 1 flash.
Panicking a little bit here as they look for the bomb, because they don't really know where these last 2 are hiding out just yet. Ethan spamming in. Daps took down Cutler too at that low HP, so it's actually looking good for NRG. Ethan knows that he can't win it anymore. He's going to find it up just as he tries to escape, but no! Going back for the up actually leads to his death. Anj is going to find him on the way out there NRG tie it up again.
Yeah, they tie it up again, and it was just like a very clean B hit. It started off with a good hold from FNS, like 2 kills straight up, and the ladder room play seems to make sense, but then Daps comes right back in, trades that out, and it's actually Cirque at that moment to really get the kill that makes the most difference. Initial, like instant peak kill on Kusta means the 3v2 in their favor, means the site rotates don't come in until much later because he doesn't stay alive even to play that back pillar, and everything starts to go the way of NRG, and it gets a lot closer, but because they have cat control, all that time to set up and stuff, that's it.
Well, let's see here for NRG, as they are going to split their players up again. They've got the bomb lined up for an A execute. 2 more players in Palace that might try to fake towards B instead. CLG actually having most of their player base towards mid right now, as I think they're going to go out to clear it, which could work out really well considering that these B players aren't actually going to be faking, but will instead push underpass. That'll change now, because Cutler tries to push underpass and gets taken down by Fugly. So they're going to head back up the steps and are currently on their way into the apartments to potentially do what I was originally saying, where they might try to fake this.
See how hard they commit.
So they'll move forward. FNS is going to be waiting at arches here, trying to spot if they jump out window. Spots the first player, takes him down. Now he's going to have his eyes on him by Fugly, and I think they realize that this is not C.
Nice.
He gets that another kill, and they hear no other noise, so they don't do really a great job of pulling the CT rotates. They are still going to be pretty much off the site, however, but Ethan still is able to get 1 kill as they attempt to push back in, sees the second. They should know that they're going to be planted on here in a second. That will call for everybody back over to this A site to start retaking. They've got pretty good presence established here in order to retake it successfully. But we'll see if Daps and Cirque can hold a 2v3. If we go by the track record, they probably won't hold, but let's find out. As Cirque gets 1 kill, takes down Ricky, falls back underneath the platform, finds 1 more. That's all he needs to do, though. Now just have to rely on Daps to get these last 2 kills. He finds 1, quickly tries to spam back up, but no. Leaves room for Kusta to repeat and take him down. So it's going to be CLG that pull off the retake just barely. And once again, take a 1-round lead, 14-13 now.
Kusta in the clutch, name a better duo. That was tight. And they did come down to the 4v, came down to a 4v2 after plant that should have favored CLG, but did NRG bring it really close. Really, really close. Critical moment in the half as NRG don't have enough money to stave off match points responsibly. Instead, we'll invest a little bit, and then see what they can do. The rush B was strong. That 1 round, they did force up. They hit B hard. They got in there, planted the bomb, and then they also won the round.
Now we are into the flash going back out. FNS sitting here, able to spam into it a little bit. He can only get 1 kill, however. That's going to unleash NRG. Now they not only trade back the kill that Ricky just got, but they take down FNS too. Oh, Breezy says peekaboo, goes into the window, takes down Kusta. And now it's another even battle here, down to a 2v2. Ethan with the smoke still on the ground that was able to sneak back in. And he finishes off Breeze, leaving only Anj alive in this situation here. He's going to be holding off behind the default plant spot. Basically, there's nowhere to maneuver to. He tries to swing to the left when Ethan peeks him, but too late. Ethan will take him out. And finally, a team winning more than 1 round in a row, as CLG push up to map point now, 15-13.
Yeah, it got a little sketchy, and you know, as you were alluding to, not literally obviously, but just like it's such a tumultuous half, and that's it. It might be all over now, but history would tell us that NRG definitely have a chance. 5 AKs and 1 up on Kusta. In the last round of the, or the potentially last round of the games, actually FNS has a UMP. Now he has been doing really well in these last couple of rounds with his M4, so kind of surprised to see that he wasn't offered up a gun. 2Ks on the 2Ks to shut down the fake on these last 2 important rounds. Give this man a better gun.
NRG trying to ladder for mid presence early on. Fugly already being hit because of that, so he's down to 12 HP. And nothing to show for it either. No damage return. They do get the staging area and mid under their control, but they're still going to have to look to transition this onto an actual site. So with the 3-man setup from CLG well established, you've got the B players kind of with an itchy trigger finger to rotate, since they've seen nothing yet. But they are going to have to be careful, as NRG have been flipping the sites pretty often here. They haven't really been one-dimensional on their T side. They've been playing into both A and B, although they've been favoring B later on in this half here. So there would be reason to believe that they might do it again, even with a few nades being tossed out onto the A site.
CLG's passive A setups have been super strong. Everything seems to fall into place once they get that first kill. They know exactly what's up usually. And however, gets an opening kill. Both kills on A ramp.
I was going to continue to walk forward here. Kusta is going to be challenged next. His own pop flash, though, saves his life. Lets him finally take down Breeze. Anj still up and dangerous. Oh, the molly is going to be the thing that actually kills Kusta, but look whose it is. It's Anj's again. And now Fugly can finally strike from mid. It's a 1v3 that Ricky now has to pull off here. Otherwise, NRG will take it all the way to round 30. Ricky quickly kills the planter.
It's a critical Molotov and one player low at mid. This bomb can be defused from the back of triple. So he'd have to get spammed for this to do anything. He should instantly go and try to tap the bomb.
Oh, he didn't see the player inside of connector, though. So Fugly is just going to walk right up and headshot him just as he was about to jump onto the defuse, too. We'll take another look at A&J's entries here. Quickly gets that nice double headshot. Nicely found from him. And that will once again take us all the way to round 30.
Not only round 30. Doesn't look like CLG have that much money left over. Let's take a look at the money one more time. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they bought already. We need that sick overview of the CT spawn. Goddamn Prius and his smooths. Really milking it here.
The question is, does he have one for CT spawn? Oh, there it is.
He's prepared.
So let's see.
Oh, they got nothing.
Wow.
Woo! Let's go on triple OT again.
Please no.
You want 4? Dude, I want to go home.
Well, it looks like they have... Is it just that one FAMAS? Is that it? I don't see any other rifles.
Yeah.
Man, that's it. They only have one FAMAS and 2 Deagles and 2 CZs. The utility's not even great either. So they really messed themselves up by not winning that last round, as this is going to be rough. NRG actually might just rush the B site, and this would work out great for them, because look at who's defending it. It's just FNS alone. No one's even close to try and help bail out FNS, so he's actually going to be holding at arches, which is not a bad thing if he needs to try and bail out, try to go towards Cat.
This looks like a really good round for NRG. I don't even know how CLG could win this, honestly. ANJ's got all the info. He's pushed out. FNS is alone here with the CZ. Oh, wow. He does get the first kill, stays alive.
Now, the T-smokes are going to stop them from refragging him, so he stays alive back over there. And because of the kills they just got in mid, there's no chance of them finding him there. They actually unintentionally messed themselves up because they smoke out towards Arch here. And now CLG are going to be able to group themselves up as they push over here towards B. All players together. One is going to be pushing with the rifle in hand over towards apartments, and he'll have to face off against Cirque. So that means only 2 out of the site they have to deal with. CLG, with those 2 kills in mid, have lined themselves up for potential victory, despite the fact they don't bring anything to the table with gunpowder in this round. They push in Breeze and Daps, both hold for 1, but they also both get traded out. That's the site open. Breeze now trying to hold alone here in a 1v2 now, but he can't do it. Kusta takes him down, and that's going to be the end of it, ladies and gentlemen. CLG, with just 1 single rifle here in the final round, take it 16-14, and as such, they'll trade maps tonight with NRG. With NRG taking first control of Overpass, and CLG taking this final map here on Mirage.
It's crazy that it happens on a force-up, and they only had 1 FAMAS to work with, but that first kill coming out at bench, and then suddenly FNS is able to get a kill and stay alive, and fortunately for him, it's on the other side of the wall smokes. Just as that happens, comes out with the smoke escape, and CLG close it out 16-14.
All right. And with that said, folks, that's going to do it for us for the week. So we'll send it back over to the analyst desk one last time to close out.
What was an 8-7 half almost turned into a repeat of Overpass, but that is not what happened. Guys, where do we even start with this one?
Well, I start by saying I'm wearing this sweatshirt because I spit all my water out when I was watching one of the plays somebody made. Actually, a misplay they made because I was getting tilted. So I don't have my nice shirt on because I spewed my water out in disbelief.
And if you like this jacket, I think you can head over to shop.eslgaming.com and really check that out on your own time, of course. Maybe even open another tab.
Could you use the PaySafe card there?
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, look, guys, NRG CLG almost going the full distance again. We almost find ourselves in an overtime scenario. But what happened?
Well, it was just a barn burner, and I wouldn't say a lot of mistakes, but it felt like a lot of A hits the entire match. It's like, let's take over it for. I'm sorry. On CLG side, they at the first half of the map, they try and take middle, do a default, but they're like, yeah, it's not working. Let's go for A executes, and A executes seems to be
That's the chalupa, right? So the chalupa is going B on overpass because it's easy and it's lazy. But on Mirage, it's going A, right? Everyone knows how to hit A.
Run out A
like,
ramp.
I feel like every pro player probably knows at least 10 different lineups or different smokes on that site. So,
well, knowing the smokes and actually using them are two different things. Let's take a look at round 5, Eric. I do believe you looked at this.
This is a tilt round for me. You know, if you could pause it right here. Okay, slow motion, so it's pausey enough. Look at the utility on CLG. That's a good amount, don't you think, James? I'd say around $3,000 to $4,000 worth of utility. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so, you know, they're hit B. As you see, NRG has 2 guns from the previous round, so pretty much a force buy or an eco at this point. Let's see how many utility CLG uses this round at B, the site that they go to.
1.
No, that's the middle. That's not B.
0, 0, 0.
0 utility, just about $4,000 worth of utility down the drain. Just because.
Can we simulate the call and comms, please? Just like 5 seconds. Hey guys, yeah, let's contact B. We don't want to throw any nades. Just we don't want them to rotate in time. Oh, he's bench.
But think about how sick of a post-plant scenario we would have had right there with all that utility.
They could have mollied out market forever.
It would have been fireworks and pandemonium in the streets with all those explosives. Either way, not so much a good round there for CLG in terms of how it ended up. But moving forward, I do believe our next replay is something along the lines of round 12, which should be loaded up as a great exec.
Oh, this is the sick, nasty A exec. CLG taking a page out of SK and Flipside's playbook, getting the boost molly throws onto the A site. If I've seen Tryhard, I think this is the most illustrative act of ever Tryhard, right? The boost for a molly throw. Multiple people boosting all at one time. Where the molly is going to land, let's see, triple and default. I don't think I've seen that default one before. That triple one is kind of commonplace in the upper echelons, but mollying default, I think they're onto something there. Too bad Cirque picks off FNS, and you know, the initial kill went towards NRG, but it looks like the execute worked out pretty well there. Yeah,
it kind of forced them out, and I think as a CT, you know, you always have a lot of people in the default bomb spot or under the balcons, and I think coming up a ramp, one of the hardest angles to deal with sometimes is the default and triple. If they're kind of counternading, there's a lot of chaotic, and so those Molotovs kind of eliminate them and kind of play them in weird spots where it worked out for.
And default is unspammable, right? At least through the center of it. The little edges are kind of spammable. The wood planks, you know, it's very realistic, right? That it's not. Okay, I'm not going to go down that road. But anyway, that's a really cool execute. I think I'm going to have to try and learn it myself.
Well, that was round 12. Fast forward 3 more, you find yourself at an 8-7 scoreline for a half, and then we flip sides. So starting from right there, guys, where do we stand?
We stand being very scared that we're going to go into another triple overtime, seeing, you know, amazing play, learning a lot of things about CS with all of the extra rounds that we get to watch.
Yeah, I'm going to go with something like that. Let's check out round 21, though. We've got a great throw here from NRG for mid-cat fake.
So this round was very interesting. NRG was doing like a cat rush mid-fake, but CLG, they decided to stack 3 people close up in A for I don't know what reason whatsoever. Maybe they got a wind of something, and they completely annihilate NRG. So I was thinking maybe it's a little bad luck or bad timing on NRG's part to run that strat. In theory, it could probably work, but not when you have 4 people in A before the smoke, you know, before you even go out the A ramp.
So this is one of the main bullet points for arguing against playing fast, right? Because you don't have any read before you make that play. It's kind of like a feeling-based play. That's one of the, I think you might even remember, Tress, is that was one of the criticisms Sean's gotten over the years, is he's like a feeling-based caller.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of like a holdover from 1.6. People called a lot based on feel. There wasn't as much like defaulting in 1.6.
Reactionary style.
Right? Yes. And almost like kind of like trying to guess what the opponent will do based on their money and what they've seen so far. So maybe that was why that round happened, but it's just unfortunate, right? Like that strat could work. Think if the CTs came out of spawn saying, hey, let's fight mid today. or this round rather, right? Flash over connector. Oh, there's a smoke mid. They're mauling back box. All the guys they ramp hear that now, and then they run out.
But that's the thing about playing under tendencies, right? Because once you fall into, hey, we're going to anti these tendencies, all it takes is for one little piece of that detail, one little piece of that other team's strategy to just go the complete opposite direction. Yeah, just totally throw it off the rails. Either way, let's jump into our next replay, though. We do have round 24 here, and a really good haul bait set up here from FNS and Ricky.
Yeah, so we saw this, I think, earlier in the previous half, right? So Daps was playing this spot right here that Ricky's in, but it didn't work, right? Because Ricky was shooting at somebody else right there. It's very simple. He was being baited for, right? Like, that's the reason why he didn't get checked. But it was a huge round in the first half when Daps played that position unsuccessfully because Anj was not baiting for him. I don't know who it was. I'm not trying to blame one or the other, but the communication absolutely needs to be there. You cannot play that spot without having somebody bait for you because you can check it as a terrorist from a safe spot. Like, that's a problem. That should not be overlooked.
Well, that does it for today's matchups. But if you missed those, head over to youtube.com/ESLCS, where you can load up this VOD and all the VODs. In fact, all the VODs all across all of the internet. They're at youtube.com/ESLCS, which is where you should be as well. Nonetheless, let's take a look at a recap. We've got a little bit of bringing it all together, bringing it full circle for everyone at home in today's recap. As you can tell, Misfits and Complexity did not play today. That's because there's Tropical Storm Nate hanging out, doing his thing, which did ultimately knock out the power at PTR's house. Okay, moving forward. NRG, Counterlogic Gaming going 25-23. The full distance there on Overpass. Ultimately, NRG coming out on top. And then with Mirage, we do see Counterlogic Gaming coming in with a 16-14, saving us from another triple overtime. Because at the rate it was going, it was looking about on par. Like, it was two teams back and forth the whole way through. Looking over, though, and I'm telling you right now, there's a party at the Ghost Gaming house because they have found themselves winning 2-0 tonight over the Renegades. 16-14, two really close matches, but W's are W's, boys.
Hey, you know, you win by an inch or a mile, right? It's a win. It's a W.
They improved their wins by 300%.
Pretty good.
Right? It's like that guy who's going 007 in a pug and he gets a 3K, and it's like, you still have 3 kills, bro.
But he's in the game now. But he's in the game.
Yeah.
He's in the game. He's on the scoreboard.
I wonder if I could use Google Maps to find where the Ghost Gaming house is so I could, you know, see that party tonight. Maps.
Well, let's head over to the standings because this is the end of our Super Week. Believe it or not, Optic, SK, Misfits, Luminosity, Liquid, CLG, NRG, Cloud9, Immortals, Renegade, Splice, Complexity, Rogue, and Ghost. That's right, Ghost now sitting at 3-16, right alongside Rogue. And, well, if we look towards the top of the pack, though, and say that these 6 teams from the top were heading to Odense today, would they stand a chance there?
What do you mean? Against who?
Well, that's the thing. Is our top 6 here the best that we could possibly send to Odense?
Apparently it is at this point in time.
Apparently.
Okay, you know what? We're done. Let's take a look at the EU standings as well. I do believe.
Can I make one comment, though, in seriousness?
Absolutely not.
Luminosity Gaming in 4th place.
Not bad.
Right?
Didn't see that one.
So who said that this was their chance to snatch that 2nd place Brazilian team? Oh, wait. That's great. It was me. Thank you very much. I'll see you later.
Okay, we'll see you later while we're looking at the European standings here. Fnatic Astralis, Fnatic Astralis, FaZe North, Mouse Sports, NIP in your 6 spots there as of match day number 20. And again, we talked a little bit about Na'Vi before the show, or during the pre-show, and where that turmoil is. But, you know, I think at this point they need to be finding themselves out of that hole they're currently in.
Well, I think this season may be a little too late, but you know you don't want to get relegated, right? So you got to win, start from somewhere. I don't know how to fix that team. Like, what do you think?
Well, Simple's still hitting cool shots, so that's going for him. So that's good.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
I feel like if you were to like if CS were to stop right now and we were to have to write a history book of CS, and if we were looking at the Na'Vi section of the last year, them re-picking up Zeus after cutting him, and multiple players on that team who decided to cut him still reside there, like that's almost a recipe for failure, right? Like right out of the gate, that's something in history. Like if you were to read that story, you would not even try and replicate that, right?
Yeah.
They said why they cut him, and it was not for nice reasons. and it's clear that that team isn't getting along well because they have a pretty good roster on paper.
On paper, those teams should be bringing it all together and having a huge impact there, you would think. But that's just not what we see. And hopefully they don't find themselves down in the Mountain Dew League with Virtus Pro.
I believe they lost
Virtus Premier. Isn't that the meme?
You know what? I love those guys, and, well, I hope the best all of them as well. Either way, that does it for the end of us here at this ESL Pro League Super Week. That's right, 6 days have gone by, and, man, it went by too fast. Go ahead and head over to youtube.com/ESLCS to catch up on those VODs, and we'll see you next week.